What's up, everybody? John Hoover from the franchise. I just saw another incredible football game from the University of Oklahoma. The Sooners hang on to win 28-24 against TCU. OU was an 18-point favorite in this game, and they have to hang on at the end. Did anybody really believe that OU was going to hang on to that 21-point lead? I mean, this is what this team has become. This is what it's all about. It was senior night here Saturday night in Norman at Memorial Stadium, the last home game of the year. The season has gone by just like that. Up next is the season finale next week at Stillwater against Oklahoma State. Should be a brilliant bedlam game. Neither one of these teams is very dominant. Neither one of these teams is terrible. I can't wait to see how that one shakes out. One thing I think we can count on is Oklahoma is going to be up and they're going to be down. This is a schizophrenic team. It's just been amazing to watch, whether it's Kansas State, whether it's Iowa State, whether it's Baylor last week, the amazing comeback, or having to hold on to this one this week against TCU. Again, an 18-point favorite. Here's the bottom line. Jalen Hurts was fantastic tonight, except for when he was terrible. He had 2 turnovers inside the red zone, accounted for 4 total touchdowns, 173 yards rushing, 145 passing, so a season-low passing. He wasn't there. It wasn't there for him throwing the football tonight. He missed on a half a dozen or so easy, I shouldn't say easy, wide-open receivers, especially on deep balls. He missed on a bunch of those guys. He said he remembers every one in the post-game press conference. I bet he does, because there were a lot of opportunities for Oklahoma to separate in this game if Jalen Hurts hits his usual deep throws. He was off tonight, so Lincoln Riley said there was no reason to throw the ball in the second half. Oklahoma won the game by running the football, and with a defense that was at its absolute best, the best that it's been all season. Both of Hurts' turnovers were on the goal line. One was an interception. CeeDee Lamb slips coming out of his break on a quick slant. Hurts executes the throw where it's supposed to be. The defensive back picks it off. Vernon Scott runs 98 yards for a touchdown, makes it 28-24 in the fourth quarter. Hurts' other red zone turnover was a fumble. He's going in. He's about the 7-yard line. He gets the ball stripped away just as he's falling down. It's TCU football, and here we go again. I mean, one thing leads to another. Pretty soon, Oklahoma goes from, like I said earlier, a 21-point lead to hanging on at the end. Hurts is having to convert 3rd and 4th down runs. There was some controversy about whether he actually got the first down. They reviewed it to see if he got the first down. They couldn't tell where he was in the spot, so they just kept the ball where it was. They kept it with Oklahoma. They didn't overturn anything. It was a wild finish. Wasn't over, though, until Hurts got that final 3rd and 1 conversion, again, the controversy one. But before that, the way Oklahoma got the football back, Buki Radley-Hiles with a 4th down interception. So more defensive takeaways, just like last week against Baylor. That's what this team is really all about. Amazing plays followed by dumbfounding plays. Anyway, this game, 20th straight win for Oklahoma in November. I think that's extremely impressive. They call it Championship November around here for a reason. This game was huge because it also clinched a spot in the Big 12 Championship. It's OU's, believe it or not, 4th consecutive Big 12 Championship game appearance. 4th consecutive appearance in the Big 12 Championship game. And what I mean by that is they played in the last one in 2010, and then they've played in every one since they've reinstated it, 2017, 2018, and 2019. So this is 4 in a row. They've clinched the spot against Baylor because Baylor earlier in the day took out Texas. So that's right, Texas, despite Tom Herman getting as many headbutts as he could possibly get in the pregame warm-ups, despite Sam Ellinger's proclamation that Texas is back, it turns out Texas is definitely not back. Baylor takes down the Longhorns today and sets up the rematch, what's going to be an epic rematch in the Big 12 Championship game in Arlington in 2 weeks. But anyway, back to Saturday night here in Norman. Again, senior night. It was an emotional night for most of the Sooners. Grant Calcaterra, who had to retire because of concussions, he announced that earlier in the week. He ran out on senior night. He also led the team out of the tunnel here on senior night, even though he's going to graduate in May, but he's not technically a senior right now. It was kind of a touching moment. And those guys, you could tell they all had his back. They were all amped up. Like I said, an emotional night. Oklahoma goes out and gets 3 and out on defense. Then they score a touchdown, 3 and out on defense, score a touchdown, 3 and out on defense, score a touchdown. It's 21-0 right off the bat. No resistance whatsoever by the TCU Horned Frogs. And then what happens? Hurts misses a couple of passes. He gets a couple of wonky throws. Next thing you know, it's a punt. Oklahoma gets a 3-and-out, and they have to punt the football. Can you believe it? What happens on the very next play? Max Duggan, the freshman quarterback, outstanding young quarterback for the TCU Horned Frogs, goes 62 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, but he sets up a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 21-7. Then it's 21-10. 21-10 at halftime. Then Oklahoma comes out. You think they have a chance to score some points right before half? Fail. You think they have a chance to come in to score some points coming out of halftime? Fail. They get the ball back to TCU. It's 21-17. Now you've got a football game. Now, to his credit, Jalen Hurts is an outstanding player. He's going to finish second this year in the Heisman Trophy race. I'm almost positive of that. He responds with a nice 6-play, 66-yard drive. Hurts carried the ball on 4 of those plays, including an 8-yard touchdown run. He plows into the line. He bowls forward. He reaches the ball across the end zone. Stretches it out a little bit. All of a sudden, it's 28-17, gives the Sooners a little breathing room. But then comes the fourth quarter. Hurts is about to make it 35-17, but CeeDee Lamb slips. I don't know what's wrong with the grass out here. Maybe a little cold, maybe a little wet. Let's ask the Sooner Schooner next year when they get back out here and start running around. When the grass gets wet, things get funny. People lose their feet. CeeDee Lamb slipped, and next thing you know, that ball's intercepted, taken back by Vernon Scott, 98 yards for a touchdown. And again, here we go. Then it looks like Hurts is about to make it 35-24 when he, at the end of a 32-yard run down near the 7-yard line, Bradford Nook comes over, reaches in, pulls the ball, flips Hurts over, and as he's being flipped over, before he touches the ground, the ball comes out and Nook ends up with the football. It was really close. They ruled it a fumble to begin with. They couldn't overturn it because of, on the replay because it just wasn't conclusive enough. And again, Oklahoma loses the football on a red zone turnover, and again, here we go. Oklahoma's defense ended up rising up. They got a 3-and-out right there. They forced a punt, and that got the ball back. Riley faces a 4th-and-1, and what does he do? He decides to go for it near midfield. Ramondre Stevenson gets stopped short of the line to gain, does not get the first down, so all of a sudden TCU, they've got the football near midfield, and they're going to take it down, and they're going to score the game-winning touchdown, right? Well, not so fast. Oklahoma's defense gets back-to-back stops. The last one, again, on a 4th-down interception by Buki Radley-Hiles. Reminded you a lot of that interception last week by Nick Bonito off of Charlie Brewer down in Waco, Texas. That was dramatic. This was dramatic. Hurts faces a 3rd-and-1. Now, I don't think he got the first down. He leans into the pile. He doesn't run in there with a whole lot of power. He just kind of leaned in there, and he ended up getting pushed backwards. Looked like from, the unofficial yellow line on the television copy, it looked like he was about a foot, maybe a little bit more than that, short of the first down. Ends up getting pushed back, but they give him the spot. They give him the forward progress on the original spot, that is. Then they go back into replay, and they decide, we can't tell where the football is. And you can't from the TV copy. It looks pretty clear that he didn't get it, but I don't know that the officials felt good enough about definitively saying that he did not definitely get the first down. Sooners are able to kneel on the football from that point. The last couple of plays, a big, big win. Again, clinches the championship game appearance, the return to championship game next week, 2 weeks from now against Baylor. That's going to be a good showdown. And listen to a couple of these stats. Oklahoma absolutely, top to bottom, front to back, dominated this game. Total yards, 511 for Oklahoma, 204 for TCU. Rushing yards, 366 for the Sooners, only 139 for TCU. Keep in mind now, TCU came into this game, I should say, with the #1 run defense in the Big 12 Conference. I think they were in the top 10 in the country in run defense, only 120 yards per game. Sooners rushed for 366 yards against them. Time of possession was 40 minutes for Oklahoma, 39 minutes and 31 seconds compared to 20 minutes for TCU. That's a testament to Oklahoma's defense. It's also a testament to Lincoln Riley's offense and specifically the run game and the performance of the offensive line. Those guys were on their game tonight. TCU was 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Meanwhile, Oklahoma 7 of 13. But turnovers kept it close, kept it from being a blowout. OU got what it needed now earlier in the day in the college football playoff picture. They got Penn State to lose to Ohio State, and they got Oregon to lose to Arizona State. That is exactly what Oklahoma needed. So they go into this game with the knowledge that, at least they're going to have a chance to move up in next week's college football playoff rankings. But the question becomes, ahead of next week's game against Oklahoma State, ahead of the Big 12 championship rematch with Baylor. The question becomes, is this team good enough to, the way they play, the schizophrenic nature in which they play, are they good enough to go into Stillwater and win? Are they good enough to go into Arlington and win a rematch with Baylor? I think they are, but I'm not sure. This was actually my lock of the week. This was an 18-point spread, and I picked, like I did last week with Baylor, I picked Oklahoma's opponent. Whoever it was, whatever the spread is, it's going to be closer than that. So I picked TCU plus the 18 points. And to me, that was an easy one because there's no way Oklahoma was going to hold on to that 21-point lead. No way they're going to blow somebody out, especially somebody with the defense like TCU has. Either way, whatever happens in Stillwater, whatever happens in Arlington, it should be fun to watch. It's going to play out however it plays out. These guys are going to make it dramatic. That's one thing I'm certain of. Again, Oklahoma hangs on to beat TCU 28-24. I'm John Hoover. Thanks for watching.